This is the Fuzz Midgard, a warm, simple but complete fuzz pedal that just sounds beautiful. And it also has a very special input that we need to talk about later. But first, let's hear how the pedal sounds alone and when I'm jamming with a friend of mine. I would say that sounded pretty good in a mix, and that was going into a dead clean amp, my Shotmaker Songstress, set like this. And it sounds really complete on its own, even though it's just a 2-knob, simple fuzz. I didn't have to use a drive pedal together with it or to push the amp at all. Sounds big and mid-rangey without anything in addition. The controls on top here, they are just for the fuzz circuit. We have volume and amount of fuzz, and of course on and off. If you want to go directly to that fuzz circuit, you use this input. And let's explain what this mysterious input can do. The Midgard is a warm, beautiful fuzz pedal with a built-in signal translator. You can plug straight into the fuzz itself or go through a studio-grade preamp using Texas Instruments Sound Plus op amp technology for the ultimate low noise experience before the signal slams through a cheap, dirty old transformer choke, mimicking my own 1957 Fender Music Masters neck pickup, and that is Daniel's guitar, the guy behind Fuzz. So why would you want an input that mimics a guitar pickup? I already have 2 pickups in my guitar, so why do I need this? Well, for a couple of reasons. So when you have this input and this pedal, you can use both the pedal and your whole pedal board with a different instrument where you don't have a instrument signal coming from your instrument, if you get what I mean. Line signals can be difficult, or they are often problematic with guitar pedals. So let's say you are playing saxophone. You can use this pedal and your whole pedal board with using this input that will sort of transform your signal into a instrument signal. You can also use it with outboard gear, send your mix or part of your mix through this pedal, which is interesting. That is cool, but what if you don't play saxophone? I don't play saxophone and I don't do that much mixing with outboard gear. Well, I do sometimes, and it's cool to be able to send stuff through a fuzz pedal and my pedal board. But if you are just a normal guitar player, there are a couple of cool things that you can do with this. With a lot of good fuzz pedals, it's a cool trick to place it early on in your signal chain and use the volume on your guitar or with a volume pedal to back off a bit and get more overdriven sounds. We can try that. But to be able to do that, you often need to have your fuzz pedal early on in your signal chain, and that's not always possible. But with this input, you can place it at the end if you want to, and you can use these two and send that to a volume pedal. I have a volume pedal right under here, and we can do the same thing using that volume pedal. So let's go to this input. So that's one thing that you can use this for. And the second thing, which is also cool, I don't want to oversell it because it's subtle, but it does change your clean tone a tiny bit. So let's say you have a bright single coil. Using this input sort of rolls off some top end there and makes it a bit more pleasing to listen to. You could probably take care of that problem if you see it as a problem somewhere else in your signal chain, or just by using the tone knob on your Strat, for example. But it's a kind of a neat feature that, again, I don't want to oversell because it's subtle, but it's there. I will do a A/B test for you now so you can hear that. So this is the normal input. Let's do Strat. That's a lot of yapping. Let's hear the pedal. I will let you know when I use my volume pedal because I'm plugged into this special input right now. It gets a bit darker when you roll back the fuzz. Okay, let's try if we can hear a difference between the inputs when we are using the fuzz. Tiny bit maybe, but not a whole lot. Let's try to place this pedal at the end of my pedal board and using this input at first and then change to this one. Okay, so we are going through 7 pedals, I think. It's a bit noisy. and this is how it sounds. Let's try to back off the volume. It works, but it's a bit noisy, I would say. Okay, let's go to the second one. That's very quiet compared to the other one. Let's roll back with the volume pedal at first. What surprised me the most with using it this way was how much noise it was able to get rid of. That was really surprising. And using the normal input and rolling back the volume, I was sort of getting the right character from the pedal, but it was really noisy. It was really noisy, so almost not usable, I would say. So that was like the biggest surprise with using this. The volume pedal is nice to use, but I think I was getting the same results with using the volume knob on my guitar when I was using this input right here. But yeah, definitely interesting and surprising to me how different they were when you are placing the pedal at the end of your pedal board. The fuzz pedal on its own sounds fantastic. I love that it's so complete on its own. I love basically all Fjord fuzz pedals. I would say that I'm almost biased. I'm from the land of fjords, same as Daniel. I'm a huge fan. And the other input is definitely a problem solver, both for guitar players and if you are playing other instruments, or if you want to use the pedal or your pedal board when you are mixing with outboard gear. When I first heard about the pedal, I was sort of assuming that I could get more out of it as a clean tone enhancer. That's how I wanted to frame this video initially, but I think it's too subtle for that, and that is not a critique at all, because that's not what it's meant to do really. And I think that one thing that could be cool to do with this pedal is the ability to go above unity gain with this input, sort of like using it as a boost. That could be interesting since it's changing your tone ever so slightly. But there you have it, the Midgard, great fuzz and problem solver. If you play saxophone, keyboards, you want to use it for mixing, you want to place your fuzz pedal somewhere else than first in your signal chain. Thank you for watching and goodbye.